guys, Allison from Allison's Written Words. I normally don't do introductions for my Throwback Thursday and Flashback Friday videos. Usually just goes to commercial, and I don't usually have I used to have a whole splashy intro that I would do every week, and I stopped doing that a while ago. So I don't really ever do anything with these, but the reason that I actually am doing this is usually when there's a commercial that I use that's not part of my collection, and I just embed it and I provide credit to the author. In the case of this commercial, there was nobody that had this on YouTube. The only person, to his credit, was well, it's actually the YouTube show, the Oddity Archive, has the regular channel, and this commercial was featured on one of the episodes about pay-per-view. And then it's actually part of a Laserdisc that shows a bunch of promos for the week of October 24th, 1994, I believe it said in the video. And it was a sneak preview Laserdisc that aired on the Barker channel, which is the channel that shows all the previews for 24 hours straight on pay-per-view, back when we used to have that type of a channel before, in addition to all of our scrambled pay-per-view channels. Anyway, this commercial actually was on that Laserdisc, and it was on the ArchiveAnnex YouTube channel, which is the all the videos that are featured on the Oddity Archive. These are the complete videos, and this commercial was not anywhere else but on this channel. So I contacted Ben Minnotte at the Oddity Archive, and Ben was nice enough to allow me to use it, and just asked for a link for the article for Throwback Thursday when it's finished. I explained everything that I used, and actually very nice. Had a very brief conversation on Messenger, but he was and actually I thanked him for using a clip from my old YouTube channel in one of his videos, and it got kind of a little bit of a conversation going. But I am eternally grateful to him because I remember this commercial. It's not one that I have in my collection. It's not one that I could just find on YouTube. But I absolutely give him a lot of credit for allowing me to use this. And thank you very much, Ben. Thank you, Oddity Archive, for allowing me to use this commercial. Today's commercial is from 1994, and as you can see from the lovely graphics on that screen, it is for a pay-per-view commercial. This commercial was always on the pay-per-view channel. If you watched it, and I certainly watched it enough because I like watching the previews. Kind of strange. No surprise that I liked all this stuff even back then, without really knowing that it was going to kind of pay off for me having writing material so many years later. But this commercial was always on, and it was just, it was the whole thing about oh, you don't want to go to the video store, oh, I don't want to have to return the video kind of deal. But it was pretty funny, and having worked at a video store, it's like pay-per-view was always trying to compete for your dollars when it came to your movie rentals. And for my family, pay-per-view was always a special occasion. It was the wrestling events. We didn't rent movies on pay-per-view. We went to the video store for that. It was just something we did every weekend, or almost every weekend, at least a few times a month, where we would rent video games and movies from the video store. And it was never really a hassle for us to go to the video store, but this commercial wants you to think that it is. And it was funny back then. This would have been, October 94, it would have been 12, so this would have been funny back then, but now it's having worked at a video store and a very interesting experience with some of the videotapes that used to come back to the video store with stuff on them. Don't really want to elaborate on what, because in one case it was gross. But, just the idea of these people putting their feet all over a rented videotape, just kind of, as a former video store worker, it just makes me gag a little thinking about that. But the commercial itself is really funny because the couple is just oh, you gotta return the video. But it's a good commercial, and like I said, they aired it a lot back then. And so this is from 1994. It's a commercial for pay-per-view, very generic pay-per-view commercial that probably was used on all of the pay-per-view service, channels out there. I remember there was Request, there was Viewer's Choice. I think we had Request, and then we had, I guess when, I don't remember, maybe we had Viewer's Choice at one point. I have no idea. I don't remember. I think we had both, at one time or another. But this was a generic pay-per-view. It's not even like promoting a specific provider. It's just promoting pay-per-view in general. So I hope you enjoyed this commercial. And once again, thank you, Ben Minnotte from the Oddity Archive and the ArchiveAnnex for allowing me the use of this commercial. I am eternally grateful.
Oh, jeez, what a day.
Oh, I bet mine was worse.
Oh, hey, we forgot to return the video we rented last night.
Oh, you bring it back. You picked it out.
Only because I didn't have the one you wanted.
Yeah, but you still liked it.
No, I didn't. I hated it.
Well, I hated it more.
Well, yeah, okay, well, I returned that stupid movie you rented about
The worst part about renting a movie is having to make a special trip to take it back. With pay-per-view, you never have to take anything back.
Wow.